Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vance. If today's the very first time you're coming across my channel, thank you for stopping by. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. Please do well to like and subscribe to my channel. So guys, in today's tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to make this very beautiful igbo blouse. If you're interested in this tutorial, let's get right into it. So these are the materials I'll be using: the lace, lining, satin fabric, breast pad, and a paper stay. So I'm going to go ahead with the pattern drafting first before we go into the sewing. So this is the pattern paper. I'll go ahead now and rule out my starting line. So I'm going ahead to rule my starting line just the way you see me doing. From that starting line, I'll go ahead and take my vertical measurement, which is my client's bust point, her under bust, her half length. Half length is 17. I added 2 inches, making it 19. And then from that 19 inches, I will come down by 6 inches. So this was me placing my tape on the 19 inches, and I marked my 6 inches. So when I was done, guys, the total number of our blouse length is 25. So I'll go ahead and straighten the points that I made, just the way you see me doing. So when I'm done, guys, the next thing I'm going to do is to go ahead and indicate my bust point, my under bust point, my waistline, and the full length of our blouse. When I'm done, guys, I'll go ahead and take my client's shoulder measurement, which is 15. 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. I marked it there. I came down by 1 inch, and then I got her armhole, which is her bust divided by 6 plus 1.5. I marked it there. Then I went ahead to use my ruler to straighten the point that I made, just the way you see me doing. So this line, on the line, I'm going to repeat her shoulder measurement, and I'm going to connect it down to the 1 inch shoulder slope I came down by. When I'm done, guys, I will indicate the chest line. So this line is our chest line. So guys, I'm going to divide the armhole by 2, just the way you see me doing. I'll mark it there, and I'll come in by ½ inch. So on the chest line, I'll divide my client bust by 4. I'll mark it there. I'll connect these 3 points together to get my armhole curve, just the way you see me doing. So after I was done connecting it, guys, the next thing I'm going to do is to take my client neck width. So for this neck width, I'll be using 5 inches. So when I'm done, guys, then for the neck depth, I'll be using 7 inches. I'll go ahead and mark it there, and I'll use my ruler to straighten the point I just made, just the way you see me doing. And then at that chest line, that's the new neckline, I'll be imputing my client nipple to nipple, which is 4.5. That's her nipple to nipple is 9. I'll go ahead and use my ruler to connect all the points that I made together. So when I'm done, guys, on the under bust, I'm going to come out by 1.5, and then at the center front, I'll come in by 1 inch. So I'm going to connect this point straight to the dart point, and the same thing to the other side. So I'll use my ruler to connect the point straight to the dart point, just the way you see me doing, and I'll do the same thing for the other side. Then I'll use my French curve to give it a bustier shape, just like this, and I'll do the same thing for the other parts. So guys, at the 7 inches I came down by, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take ½ inch on the center front. That's ½ inch on the center front and 1 inch on the side front, and I'll connect it to the bust point, just the way you see me doing. So I use 1 inch there, and I use ½ inch here, and I connected it. So I'm going to go ahead, guys, and repeat my 5 inch neck and width there, and I'll connect it straight down. So I'll use my ruler to connect it straight down, and then I'll go ahead and take my shoulder slope just like this. So guys, this is basically our neck, our front yoke rather. So that's it. I'm going to replace the dart I made at that point. I used 1.5 inch for the dart, so I'm going to replace it at this point, and then I'll replace it on the chest line too. So because that space is not enough, I'm going to go ahead and extend my line so I can get my curve properly. So this was when I curved it out. So basically we are done with the upper part. The next thing I'm going to do is to start dividing my body measurement and then adding my allowances. So I divided my bust by 4, added my allowance. I will go ahead and divide my under bust, my client's under bust, repeat my dart, and then add my allowance. I'll do the same thing for the waistline. I'll divide the waist, I'll mark it there, and then I'm going to go ahead and check what I have at the dart leg, and then I will replace it and add the allowance. I'll do the same thing for the full length. I'll be adding my client's hip measurement divided by 4. I'll mark it there. Since there's no dart leg there, I'll just go ahead and add my allowance. So my client is actually pregnant, so she needed a lot of allowances, so she can be using the blouse whenever she likes. So I'll go ahead and connect my points together just the way you see me doing, guys. So ignore that mark I made there. So basically we are done with the front, but then from the full length I came up by 1 inch, and then I connected my 1 inch line straight to the full length of our gown to give it a curve, because I do not want this blouse to have a straight line. So at my bust point, I'll come down by 2 inches for my bust dart. So this was me connecting my bust dart to the 2 inches I came down by. So this is my bust dart. So this part we are going to cut it out. So this part I'm marking out now. That's what we are going to cut out. So basically we are done with the front block. So we are going to go ahead with the back block. So I'm going ahead to draw out the starting line for the back block. The next thing I'm going to do is to repeat the same vertical measurement that I used for the front block on the back block, which is my client bust point, under bust, waistline, and then I'll come down from the waistline by 6 inches, just the way I did for the front. So I'll go ahead and use my ruler to straighten the points that I made, just the way you see me doing. So guys, if you found value in this video so far, do well to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. So guys, when I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and take my zip allowance. So the zip allowance I'll be using is 2 inches. So I'll be using 2 inches for the zip allowance. I went ahead to mark it out, and then I'll use my ruler to connect the points together. So I'm trying to arrange the paper properly so that it's going to be equal. I do not want any side of this to have error or to be unequal. So I went ahead to connect my 2 inches straight down to the full length. So guys, when I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and take my client's shoulder 15 divided by 2. I marked it. I came down by 1 inch. Then to get her armhole, I divided her bust by 6 plus 1.5. I marked it, and I'll go ahead and use my ruler to straighten the points that I made. So I'll go ahead now and indicate. Before I indicate, I'll replace the shoulder measurements on the chest line, and then I went ahead to connect it straight down. So guys, when I'm done, I'm going to divide my armhole by 2, and then I'll go to the chest line and then divide the bust by 4, marked it, and then I'm going to give my armhole a curve, just the way you see me doing. So guys, the next thing I'm going to do here is to indicate chest line, bust point, under bust, waistline, and full length of the blouse. The next thing I'm going to do, guys, is to go ahead and take my client neck width, which was 5. We used 5 for the front, and then for the back I used 2 initially, but I realized that this is an igbo blouse. It's not supposed to be high up at the back, so I went ahead to increase the neck depth by extra 1.5, which gave me 3.5. So I went ahead, guys, to connect my neck width to my neck depth, just the way you see me doing, guys. When I'm done, I'll take my shoulder slope line and then we're done with that. So guys, the next thing I'm going to do is to take my client nipple to nipple. That her nipple to nipple is 9 divided by 2, 4.5. I went ahead to mark it straight down to the full length, and then when I'm done marking, I'll use my ruler to connect all the points together, just the way you see me doing. So on the underbust, guys, I'll go ahead to take my dart. I'll use 1/2 inch on both sides for the dart. So from that 1/2 inch, I'll connect it straight to the full length of our blouse. I'll do the same thing for the other side. We are using a princess cut for the back, so I'll go ahead from my midpoint to connect it to my chest line, just the way you see me doing. And then from my underbust, we are going to connect that dart straight to my chest line, and the other part I'll do the same thing. So from my mid armhole, I'm going to come in by 1 inch because I do not want cloth to be short, so you have to come in by 1 inch, and I replace the 1 inch on the chest line. I use my ruler to extend that 1 inch line, and then I gave it a curve to the 1 inch I came down by at the chest line. So basically this is now our new armhole. So on the chest line, guys, I'll go ahead and start taking my shape, my client bust divided by 4 plus the allowance, and then the underbust, my client underbust divided by 4. I'm going to mark it, and then I'll replace the dart, and after that I'll add the allowance. I'll do the same thing for the waistline, my client waist divided by 4, replace the dart, and then add my allowance. I'll do the same thing for the full length, my client's hip divided by 4. There's no dart to replace, so I added my allowance straight up. So guys, I'll now go ahead and connect all the points together, just the way you see me doing. So guys, next thing I'm going to do, remember, I'm going to go ahead and come up by 1 inch from the full length. I did it for the front, so I'm going to do the same thing for the back because I don't want the blouse to be straight. I wanted it to have a curve. So after I was done curving it out, I went ahead at the zip allowance. I came in by 0.75, and then I extended my line up to the chest point, and then I'll do the same thing down to the full length. So basically this is to avoid zip bulges. When I'm done, I'm going to indicate this space as my zip allowance. So guys, we are done with the back block for this pattern drafting, guys. So basically this part I'm creating now, we're not going to use it. So this is the front. I'll go ahead, guys, and cut out all my piece, all the piece, so that I can go ahead to cut it on the fabric. So watch what I'm cutting at this point. So this is my bust dart. I'll close it up with a pin. So this is the back block. Cutting it out. Cutting out my... Okay. So basically, this is all for the pattern side. So this is the back block already. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in my satin fabric because I'm going to add paper stay on my satin fabric and on my lining. So this is the paper stay, guys, and then this is my lining. I'll go ahead and add it and show you how it looks. So this was when I was done attaching the paper stay to my satin and paper stay to my lining. So next thing I'm going to do is to go ahead and fold my lining into 2, just like this, and then I'll place my paper stay on it. I'll place my satin on it just like this. I'll make sure that both sides are equal, just the way you see me doing, because I want to cut all of it at the same time. So I place my pattern paper on it just like this. So I'm going to cut both satin fabric and the lining together. So guys, at this point, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do well to subscribe, like my video, share it, leave a comment if you have any question that you need to ask me. And I think this is the end of our pattern drafting. So in the next tutorial, I'm going to show you how to sew them, like how to join them all together to give you that beautiful blouse, that igbo beautiful blouse that you saw on the thumbnail. Bye guys.